image of the two people at a distance synchronizing. You said that their brains had to be synchronized and they were sending emotion. They don't have to be connected emotionally, it's just they have to have a synchronicity of their brains. Could you elaborate?
Yes, but as I've told, we've been selecting these people especially because it's mostly it depends on how they attuned to each other psychologically. You know, now in psychology, we have a special line, psychology of little groups. Because it was demonstrated that people, when they live together, it is a very special psychological process how they can attune to each other. And family, when they live together for many years, those are people who can really match each other psychologically. And you know that we have many divorces because people are attracted to each other sexually or intellectually, but when they start living together, after sometimes they can find that they are absolutely different in everything. And if you love your couple, then you love everything. How, for example, she is moving, how she is brushing her teeth, how she is doing her, how she's preparing everything, and you love every moment. If you hate people, you hate everything. How he's moving, how he's doing this, so it's very difficult. That's why in, I would say, happy families, people look very much alike. After several years, you maybe have seen it. Most elderly people, when it's a couple, they look very much alike. And they move the same way. You can just pay attention to their movement of their body. They move very similar way. And that's why in our preparation we paid a lot of attention to moving us, and we were training people to, and for example, good dancers. You know, in professional dancing, to find a good couple, that's not very, it's not easy. And in sports, for example, when people are dancing for figure skating, we have special tests for couple to find out whether they can be attuned to each other or not. And maybe two very high level athletes, but they can't do anything together. And vice versa. They may be at middle level, but when they're together, they may be tremendously efficient.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, please.
I've read reports of some experiments on plants and also healing of people relating to prayer. So I just want to know if your telepathic conscious intention is the same as prayer.
You see, it's all different modalities of our conscious intention. It may be absolutely different modalities. And then with our mind, we can do wonders. We need first of all to believe in this. Because most people, they don't believe in themselves. They don't believe in the power of their mind. Plus we have angels that follow us, and we need to believe in angels, and we need to ask our angels to help. And then it may be absolutely different aim what you are doing. So, but you need to be very precise in what you are asking, and you need to be very accurate in what you are, what you wish. You know that in all fairy tales, one of the topics, you need to be very accurate in what you wish, because then you will be given. But if you are not accurate, you will be given absolutely different stage. And of course, we should be, because of course there are some limits. Plus, we need to understand that we all belong to society. So we have our individual development, our individual consciousness, and we have collective consciousness. We can have society consciousness. And we are dependent on our own behavior and our own mind and on this collective behavior as well. That's why in psychology it's a very strong line, the line of studying collective psychology. And it's different from individual. When people on their own, they may have one type of mind. When they're in groups, they can be totally transformed. And you know that football fans, they're nice people, everyone. But not when they're No, that's okay.
Yeah. About the colours and colour energy.
You mean colors in GDB? Or
No, in general. I mean, different people are attracted to different colours,
yes.
and they like those colours in their clothing and also in their interior.
Okay, so what does mean colors? Colors, those are frequencies. So different colors, those are different frequencies of spectrum. So we have visible frequency, we have invisible frequency. And what does it mean body? It is condensed energy. So energy, it has its own frequency always. So every organ and every system of our body has its own frequency. When people are in harmony, all those frequencies, they are harmonized. And then we have harmonized people, very nice, smiling, in good health state. When there are disorder, then every system and organ start operating on its own frequency. Then it's one of the reasons of information disorder that will come, it may come to physical situation. That's why for every person there are some frequency that is related with the frequency of the body. That's why some people are attracted to one colors, some people are attracted to another colors. And changing in life. So every 10 years we change our situation, we change our energy, then it may change this preference as well. So that's why in psychology, you know that it's very well known Lucia's test that allows to define psychological parameters from color preferences. It's very well known. Because it means that again they come from a selection of colors and they are coming back to the principle of frequency. That's why, of course, for example, light therapy, color therapy is very, very efficient, but not always. I just can give you an example. In our cancer research, it was found that when people are in severe stage of cancer, there are no effect of light therapy at all. Nothing. When people in a good health state, in good recovery state, or healthy people, no effect at all. Nothing. But when people in intermediate state, then it's really a strong effect. So you see that's so it's strongly dependent on, and of course for most people they can define their color preferences for most people. And you see why people are so attracted, for example, to blue colors. Because it's color of sky.
It's kind of water, which says the face blue.
Yes, it's the most natural color of life. That is why a lot of people they tend to have bluish, some colors, white colors again.
You said earlier that we eat only to get electrons from food. What foods would you say hold the highest electrons? That's the first part of the question. And the second part is which foods better match the human energy fields or support it?
Okay, so first of all, it should be natural. So all natural food has the most amount of electrons. And it should be the most fresh. So if you get absolutely fresh vegetable or fruit from the garden, then it has the most potential, has the most amount. And of course it's the best to have it taken and then eaten. We understand it's impossible in our civilization. So then of course we need to select. We need to have preferably organic. So it's next level of preference. Then of course fresh. I always tell my children that if fruit is little bit rotten, just throw it out immediately. Never please cut off piece of course if you are not too hungry, of course. If people are starving, they can eat anything. If body is strongly contaminated, then it would accept something bad food as normal. For example, if people are grown up with Coca-Cola in their hand, of course for them Coca-Cola would be the most beneficial product. because they like it from childhood. And even more than that, we like very much a lot of products that we had in childhood, in our homes, in our families. So, first principle, everything should be absolutely fresh. Second principle, if it is prepared, it should be eaten. Don't leave your food for several days. Only some type of soups, they need to stay maybe several days to be rich. For example, if you cut vegetables, second day it loses 70% of all vitamins when it's cut. Then, of course, the way how it is prepared. We need to prepare food, because raw food is not very good for most people, but you can do it easily, just easily steamed, for example, vegetables, or you can do it very strong, then nothing left. So, of course, it's very important. Then if you have meat or fish, again, it's better to have it fresh. It's much better. When it is frozen or it's laying long time, of course, it loses most of its potential, most of its energy.
What about freezing things?
Freezing is a very good way if it's done fast. Now we have a system of fast freezing. That's very good, because it allows to keep most of. But then another principle: if you have, for example, frozen fish, then you need to unfreeze it and immediately consume. You don't need to leave it for next day when you allow it to melt, because then immediately it will disappear everything very fast. So if you have this, just and now we have the way how we can warm it up to make it ready for preparation, then prepare and then eat. Then if you have something left, it's better to throw it out, not to leave it for next day.
Does cooking it like minimize the electrons, as in like just either boiling it at a high heat or putting in the oven?
We understand that in raw food there are a lot of potential, but our system is not designed to consume most of the raw food. We have enzymes in our body that are specially designed to process some food, but not other type of food. For example, animals like dogs, wolves, they are designed to process only raw food. So they need to eat raw meat. They don't need to eat prepared food. Our system is actually different. We are different from animals which eat vegetables, vegetation. We are different from cannibals as well. Carnivores. So that's why when we are preparing food with fire or with some other thing, then it's the most beneficial for humankind. And you know that we start developing as humans only when we start preparing food. Only after people was able to use fire. Because of its physiology. It's very understandable.
And would you say those kind of foods still hold the electrons that on an
Yes,
energetic
absolutely,
level?
absolutely. Very strong, very strong.
Is that how microwaving ruins food?
Oh,
Is that
have you heard about free radicals?
so?
Have you heard about free radicals?
Yeah.
So the best way to create a lot of free radicals is to use microwave. It's physics again. So microwave, of course, is the way how we can contaminate your body with extra free radicals. I know Glenn Ryan, of course. I know Bill Tiller, of course.
Yes.
Good colleagues and friends. And it was all research you mentioned.
Yeah.
Now the most interesting research done by Luc Montagnier.
Yeah.
This Nobel Prize winner, and now he is following the steps of Jacques Benveniste. And in this conference, he demonstrated us results, amazing results. They make transfer of information from DNA solution to water. Then they are measuring spectrum, infrared spectrum of water, and they have spectrum of DNA. So it's amazing result. Absolutely 100% sure that we are moving to absolutely new understanding of reality. Because no theory can include consciousness.